Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing? I hope everybody woke up in great standing and great health. Happy Friday to everybody that's watching. Everybody's tuning in. So this morning I wanted to make a video basically talking about and addressing how is not having a father or how does not having a father affects you being a man and a father. And this question is so deep. It goes further than any of us could even fathom, really. Uh, and there's so many different aspects as far as that is concerned. Because there's people that literally didn't grow up with their father present or available. And then there's also people that had their fathers in the household and they still wasn't present, still wasn't available. And in my opinion, both of those scenarios kind of affects you in the same way, in a sense. And the reason why I say that is because an absent father is literally just that. He's not present. He's out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? So you're not really getting those pats on the back, those words of encouragement, those morale boosters. You're not getting that support. You're not getting that boost. No one is picking you up when you fall down and telling you that you can when you feeling like that you can't most days. So it's the emptiness. I also understand that a lot of people have fathers that are present but they're not present, if that makes sense. They're in the home, they're in sight, they're paying bills, they're taking care of financial responsibilities, but they're not being active with their kids, throwing the football, taking them to the park, and taking them shopping and helping them with homework, and teaching their daughter or their son about boys and girls, and the birds and the bees conversations and stuff like that. And that affects the individual drastically. You know what I'm saying? And you can be affected by not having your father as a man. It tends to make you more aggressive. It pushes you in survivor mode, like you feel like there's something that's empty and missing, and no matter what you do in life or how hard you try, it's still something that you can't shape. It's a feeling that you can't shape. It's a feeling of emptiness. It's a feeling of brokenness. A lost feeling of rejection. You lose self-worth in a sense, and it's like, not to discredit and take away, what a mom instills in their child, or what a mom gives to their child to be great and strive for the best and be the best that they can be in the future, or what so have you. But not having that father, man, it's a different type of effect, if that makes sense. Uh, Scientifically proven, most little boys that grow up without a father, they have a quicker tendency to have kids before the age of 23, or they have a quicker tendency to be convicts, get locked up, stuff like that. Uh, and also just the level of excellence that they strive for in life is really limited because you're still missing that piece. You're still missing that part. Uh, and just to harbor a little bit on those fathers that are in the home but are not available, that's affecting the kid just as much. You know what I'm saying? If not more, because it's one thing for you to not be in your kid's life and be a ghost. It's like, it's out of sight, out of mind. I'm not thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wondering where you at, or wondering when you coming to take me out of my misery, or wondering when you coming to drop off a bag of opportunities, or come get me out of this slum. Come get me out of staying with my abusive family members. Come get me out of being raised by my grandma. You know what I'm saying? But when you're missing and I don't see you, or the kid doesn't see you, it doesn't affect you as much. On the flip side of that, if you have your father in the home, you watching him watch TV, you watching him bathe, do all this other stuff, and you're getting a visual of your father, but you're not truly able to experience him. That's more damaging than not having him around at all, because you're actually seeing him every day. Like, you're watching him put other things before you. You're watching him prioritize other things outside of you and his kids and your siblings. You're watching him honor everything else except for his commitment to his kids. And that takes a fatal toll on the individual. And to start talking about, how does that affect you as a father? I don't know how that affects most people, but I can only speak on how it affects me as a father. You know what I'm saying? And I have an idea of how it affects other people as a father, because I have friends that have that same situation. But for me, it affects me as a father. Like, it's hard to, come to that vulnerable place and be emotionally available for my kids sometimes, because not having my dad, it caused me to be in survival mode. It's like, fool, ain't nobody got my back. Fuck this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can sit here and continue to keep crying about it, but cry about it for what? It's not gonna make the cat come back. Like, I still got bills I gotta pay, you know what I'm saying? Also, it kind of numbs you in a sense, because all the times dealing with my kids, I can't really relate to them on an emotional stature sometimes. It's not often, but it's sometimes, because also that wasn't something that I had my father around to tell me, like, it was okay to be vulnerable. It was okay to be mushy. It was okay to be soft. It's also like, somewhat like a maze. You're trying to find your way on your own. There's no like real rule book when it comes to fatherhood. This dad stuff is trial and error. There ain't nobody telling you, oh man, at a certain age you got to be this way as a dad, or at a certain age you got to be this way as a dad. So you kind of going through the motions and being self-taught. You're doing it all on your own. Some people don't have their fathers, and it impacts them so drastically that they allow it to keep them out of their kids' life. And you can't do that. It's like reminiscing about them nights that I was standing at the door waiting on my dad to come home, and I'm crying my eyes out and asking my mama where my dad at. That's something that I decided in my mind that I wasn't going to put my kids through. So I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And again, there's no rule book when it comes to this dad thing. The biggest thing is being present. So even though I don't have the tools, and all the formulas and stuff what it takes to be a dad, I try to make myself available as much as possible. Let my kids know that they're valued, that they're prioritized, that they're a priority. You know what I'm saying? They're important. My kids are me. I am my kids, And, it's a struggle on a day-to-day to be a consistent father, and be a good father. But it's not something that's not doable. You know what I'm saying? If you genuinely want to be a good dad, you could be a good dad. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing that can stop you from doing that. You kind of got to take the hand that you dealt and keep striving. And to anybody out there that don't have their father available, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm genuinely sorry that that's your reality. But I want to give you some words of encouragement this morning that you going to make it. You going to get through it. Your kids are going to be straight. As long as you keep striving and pushing and doing what you need to do to be a dad, you're going to make it. There ain't no rule book in this dad thing. You know what I'm saying? The biggest thing is being available. And don't get discouraged. Your kids are going to honor and respect that sacrifice when they get older. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, I want to wish y'all a happy Friday, and I'm out.